Do you realize we haven't been off the boat in 4 days? Since Friday afternoon.
I don't walk more than 5 feet in any one direction.
Yeah, we've been going up and down stairs, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised I don't feel worse than I do.
I know.
Like,
let's get after it before it rains.
I know.
Last time aboard Freedom, Sean and I bailed on some boat work to explore beautiful Port Ludlow, just 24 nautical miles from Seattle, and what we learned is likely the most private bay in Puget Sound, Matt's Bay. Once the work week was over, we pulled up our anchor to grab a quick Viking cup at Sly's and Polsbo, because, well, why not? Before cruising south en route to Vashon Island. And since our trip plans are always written in sand at low tide, as they say, we ended up deciding to change course. So we are diverting to a new destination. We had a place in mind that we were cruising to. We had a few hours left, about 3 hours left on our route. We had a few hours left, and we saw this really cool container ship that is anchored off of Blake Island. And it's not every day we get to come that close to a container ship. So we made the call to divert and go to Blake Island for a few days. And hopefully this guy will be there for at least today so we can drop the dinghy and go by it and see what it's like to be up close to a container ship. It's pretty loaded up. I don't know where it's from. I'm guessing it came from China not too long ago, waiting to get into the port of Seattle, but it's pretty cool. So we're diverting for a few days to Blake Island. Big ships are fascinating, especially large cargo ships like this one. After a quick Google search, we learned that this is the YM Truth, one of the newest of 618 cargo vessels operated by the Yang Ming Transport Company. At over 330 meters long, 48 meters wide, and equipped with 1,000 plugs for containers, it's quite a sight to see up close. After making a 21-day voyage across the Pacific Ocean from China to Tacoma, Washington, this ship is waiting for clearance into the port of Seattle before making her way north to Vancouver, British Columbia. And like I mentioned earlier about cruising plans written in sand at low tide, well, we decided to scrap our plan B and change back to plan A. So we're headed southbound once again to Vashon Island.
You're a big boy. You are a big boy, buddy. Oh, there's 2 of them. Hi guys. It's like a baby. It's a baby. Oh my gosh. Hi. Bye guys. Have a good rest of your day.
Some things here just never get old, and those sea lions rank high at the top of that list. Hopefully we see them again soon. For the next week, we'll be anchored out in Quartermaster Harbor on the southwest side of Vashon Island. The upcoming forecast doesn't look amazing, so hopefully we get a day or two to get off the boat and explore one of our favorite trails at Dockton Park.
Good job, Sully. That was kind of painful. You took forever. That was kind of painful, buddy. Good boy.
So it's raining today. Not surprising. It's gonna be a pretty wet weekend, but that's okay. We have a growing list of stuff, and I've said this before, our winter weather has been so good. We've been cruising more than we thought, so we are actually getting really far behind on our to-do list. But one of our regular maintenance items is oil changes. Oil changes on all of the wing, the main, and the generator. So today we're gonna do the generator oil change, and I told Sean I would give him a break and do it, because the more I do, the more I learn, and the better we all are. So I'm going to change the generator oil, and then get back to homework. I actually have a lot of homework to do for my captain's class that I started 3 weeks ago. I'm entering the 4th week, which is probably halfway done. I think we have like 6.5 weeks of actual classroom time, and then the rest will be the testing and the paperwork. So crossing that halfway hump, so staying busy. But first priority today is boat work. Gotta be the biggest pain in the ass.
It is. Why don't we get
Why do we have 2 floors of stuff? Why don't you put stuff that's readily used? Like, we do oil changes frequently. Why isn't the oil stored in a better place?
I don't think the bins fit up here.
And why do we have this on the boat?
I'm gonna install it at some point, I think.
Oh, this is a one that we're installing?
What's that?
This isn't an old one?
It's old, but it's good.
Can I rest it here?
This here?
Oh, yeah?
I told you you're gonna need it. You see the part where it looks like it's been jammed in before?
Oh.
Wow, this is a lot of stuff down here.
That's all. Just one.
Just one?
Yeah.
Just one? Well, I already have more respect for you.
I thought this would be fun.
What a pain in the arse. I'm proud to share that I started and finished the engine oil change on our generator. Sean patiently guided me through the process, but with strict rules that he would only supervise and not intervene or take over completely, only to provide moral support and backup, which I clearly needed at some points.
Do you put this on so damn tight?
No, I tried it. I didn't see it. It's pretty difficult.
Do you have a tool that I can use?
No.
To clamp?
No, because it's plastic. It'll break it. I'll use my hand.
There were a few times when I almost threw in the towel, like when I did the unthinkable and spilled the oil. Luckily, these blue shop rags are amazing and saved the day. So I stayed on course and finished the job. It's honestly really easy once you get a feel for how to pour the oil without making a complete mess, how slow or fast the oil will flow into the tank, and how to position your body so you're not preoccupied with how much your back or knees are aching. So all things considered, I'd say it was a success. Well, we are done with the generator oil change. That was a little more painful than I thought, but I didn't do it the first time. This is the one I gave Sean to do because I was afraid of spilling the oil. So I'm glad I did it. Once you do things, you retain a lot more information. So we are done with this, and now we're gonna move on to the outlets, and then we're gonna call it a day. This boat stuff, I have a lot more respect for Sean. And I don't know how he does this as much as he does, works down here. It's a big old pain in the ass, but the reward is worth it. With the oil change complete, it's on to the next rainy day project. You know, when I look at this type of stuff,
Yeah.
I get a headache.
Why?
How do you know how to do this? And can somebody buy a boat who isn't an electrician?
Yeah, I think you can learn it all.
But you basically have to be an electrician, is what you're saying.
And a plumber, and a mechanic,
Yeah, we know, and the finance manager.
and a finance manager,
Which is me. And a house cleaner.
and a house cleaner, and what
A
else?
boat cleaner. A detailer.
Yeah.
Can you learn this stuff
Sure.
on YouTube?
Yeah, Google. You can learn anything. Google it. Go to YouTube.
Since I won't be going to YouTube anytime soon to learn how to rewire electrical outlets, I'm sure glad Sean knows what he's doing. Today, he's bringing freedom a little more into the 21st century with outlets that have USB-A and USB-C charging ports built in, so we can more easily charge all of our devices without always needing to have extra charging ports on hand. This isn't really a big need-to-do project, but something that'll be nice once it's done. Kind of like the next 4 days of rain. It sure will be nice once it's done.
Do you realize we haven't been off the boat in 4 days? Since Friday afternoon, and it's
walked more than 5 feet in any one direction.
yeah, we've been going up and down stairs, and that's it.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm surprised I don't feel worse than I do.
I know.
Like-
Let's get after it before it rains.
I know. Should we make a bet? Should we place a bet on how long before we get poured on again?
I say 30 minutes.
Here, T minus 30.
Yeah.
I say 20. Hey, buddy.
It's fine, I'll let it warm up this time a little bit.
Yeah, smart thinking. There you go.
There's no issues with it. She's in good shape.
That's what we'll keep telling ourselves, yeah.
Burn 04.
Yeah,
This thing's old.
kind of like our car.
It's already starting to rain.
Well, I won the bet.
What's the bet? Oh.
You said 30 minutes. What did I say, 15? Wee! I know! You haven't been off the boat much either in 4 days, little man. It's like such a bipolar day. We get these squalls of rain, and we just got it. Man. Why do we live out here again?
Oh man.
Like right when we leave. I didn't even see this coming. Do you want to go back and get sunglasses?
Why do we live here?
I don't know.
We might not look too thrilled about this rain, but we sure were happy to be headed in the direction of land to walk and stretch our legs for a change. The only problem was that we learned as we drove up to the marina that it's private and gated, so if we wanted to leave and take a walk, we'd likely be stuck for a while. So we improvised by walking the docks, and 5 minutes later, we were headed back to the boat. But hey, we still got a short walk in, so no complaints here. As always, thanks for watching and joining us on our latest journey. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell so you'll be notified when we actually do get off the boat to explore more of the island and a shipwreck, or 4. We'll see you next time.
Hey guys, welcome to another week of Q&A. Let's go ahead and get started. Our first question this week comes from Jeff. My wife wants to know who came up with the idea to start a YouTube channel, and how long did it take for Elizabeth to convince you to get on board with the idea? Well, you've kind of already answered your question by your second question. So it was primarily Elizabeth's idea to get the YouTube channel started. I think she is still trying to convince me to get on board with the idea. I'm not entirely comfortable on the camera, but certainly it helps to see that others appreciate viewing our content and are very supportive and writing positive comments to us. And we also hope that at some point when we decide to start traveling full-time, that the YouTube income may help supplement our savings a little bit and allow us to travel just a little bit longer. Our next question this week comes from Brandon Brewer, and Brandon lives in Tennessee. Why do you not back into your slip when it's easier to get on and off the boat and for pulling out of the slip? And then also, are you able to go to Hawaii in your boat? So for your first question, why we decide to bow into our slip versus stern into our slip is, quite honestly, we kind of like the privacy, and also by bowing in we get a better view. Most of the time we spend on our boat is either in the galley or in the salon, so we're seated at the aft end of the boat. So by having that end out towards the fairway of our marina, it allows us to kind of look down into the fairway and get a little bit better view versus being, I guess, positioned right up against the dock. So we like the privacy and we like the view that it offers by bowing into a slip. The next question that Brandon has is your boat able to go to Hawaii? So true fact is, a previous owner of our boat was Johnny McVie, who is Johnny McVie from Fleetwood Mac. And he used to own this boat, and Johnny McVie has a home in Hawaii. And when he owned the boat, he actually took the boat across the Pacific to Hawaii so he could have the boat near his home. And then when he decided to put the boat on the market and sell it, the boat was returned to California, and the owner that we purchased the boat from had bought the boat in California and brought it up to the Pacific Northwest. So yes, the boat is capable of going to Hawaii, and it has been to Hawaii. It just hasn't been there with us as owners yet. Hopefully someday we'll have the opportunity to take it to Hawaii. Our next question this week comes from Chris Karstens. How much do you miss the exterior deck areas of your Sea Ray or Carver boats? It seems like with the NORDHAVN you prefer to spend your time outside of the cabin and off the boat on land. So it is true, both our Carver and our Sea Ray did have seating, which was exterior to the boat. It wasn't in the cabin, and it was protected by a canvas package or a canvas awning. So if you wanted to enjoy time outside, you could open up the canvas and you had seating out there. With the NORDHAVN, we have a lot of exterior deck space to enjoy. There just isn't built-in seating per se, which we tend to prefer. The having built-in seating, that seating gets beat up by the elements, by the UV rays and by the moisture, and the canvas needs replacing as well. So on our NORDHAVN, to enjoy the areas of our deck, we have different kinds of seating. So we have seating that we can sit out in the cockpit and enjoy sunsets while we're cooking on the barbecue. Otherwise, we have low-profile deck chairs, which we'll either take to the foredeck or we take up to the boat deck, and we can enjoy time out there. And we also have an umbrella that we can put up for shade. So we actually kind of like having the flexible arrangement that the NORDHAVN offers versus having the built-in seating. I guess that's more exposed to UV and to weather, like our Sea Ray and our Carver had. Our last question this week is from Eric, and Eric lives in Portland, Oregon. Have you switched out all the lighting to LEDs, your nav lights, internal lights, etc., and observations of power use and maintenance? Yes, all the lights aboard Freedom are LEDs, with the exception of our running lights. I think our running lights are still halogen bulbs, but however, our running lights are only on when we're steaming, and at that time our engine is running and our alternator is recharging our batteries, so energy consumption isn't as much of a big deal. However, all of our interior lights on the boat are LED, and it makes a significant difference when you spend a lot of time at anchor. Your power consumption is likely 1/10 of a halogen bulb, if not even less, and the life of a LED bulb is much longer, so you're not changing bulbs. We've actually never had to replace a bulb aboard the boat since we've owned it. So LEDs are definitely the way to go, and if your boat doesn't have LEDs, they do make different LED bulb formats that essentially fit any fixture that you may have on your boat. So it's a relatively inexpensive way to make a significant upgrade and reduce your power consumption aboard your boat. So I highly recommend it. So thanks to everyone who watches our channel and makes it this far through the video, and for submitting all of your great questions. If you want one of your questions answered on an upcoming video, look us up on Instagram, MV Freedom Seattle, and drop us a direct message with your name, your location, and your question, and we will add it to the list and try our best to get it answered in an upcoming video. We hope all of you have a great week, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers, guys.